students, you're welcome to today's lesson. Today we will be looking at another interesting topic, environmental hazards. At this lesson, we'll be looking at various objectives. One, we should be able to define environmental hazards. What is it we refer to as environmental hazards? Also, we'll be looking at the different types of environmental hazards in our environment. Also, we are going to be discussing the causes and effects of these environmental hazards. Now, the question is, what is environmental hazard? Environmental hazards are disasters in the environment which may be caused by man or nature that poses serious health danger to humans and properties. Some of the different types of environmental hazards include deforestation, erosion, pollution, desertification, and others. Looking at erosion, it has to do with the washing away of the topsoil, and this is mainly done as a result of overgrazing of land, and deforestation, which involves the cutting down of trees. Also, urbanization is a major cause of erosion. In a bid to meet the needs of the ever-growing population, people tend to engage in urbanization. Also, construction is another major cause of erosion, and this often leads to environmental problems. All these effects can actually be solved by afforestation, which involves the planting of trees, replacing trees when they are being cut off. Also, the use of cover crop is also one of the ways we can actually use to solve the problem of erosion. Crop rotation, which involves the farming of same piece of land by varying the kind of crops being planted, is another way we can actually use to solve the problem of erosion. Also, bush fallowing, which involves leaving a particular land over a period of time for it to regain its lost nutrients, is another way of the soil replenishing its lost nutrients. Public enlightenment and campaign is another way to solve the problem. Our environment faces different problems, and many of these seem to be worsening with time, bringing us into a time of a true and environmental crisis. It is therefore becoming increasingly important to raise awareness of the existence of these issues as well as what could be done to reduce the negative impacts. There are various health problems faced by the health sector. Dirty water is the biggest health risk in the world and poses a threat to the life and quality of life of public health. According to the World Count, every year nearly 1 million people die from water-related disease. Most of them are children. High temperatures increase the spread of infectious diseases. There is need for change to be made in public health policies so that the public health institutions are more prepared to deal with emergencies. Next, we'll be looking at pollution. Pollution actually refers to the introduction of harmful substance to the human environment. Acid rain is caused due to the presence of certain pollutants in the atmosphere. Acid rain can be caused due to the combustion of fossil fuel or erupting volcano. Also, vegetation which releases sulfur dioxide into the atmosphere. Acid rain is a known environmental problem that can have a serious effect on human health. wildlife, and aquatic species. Pollutants are substances which causes deterioration in the quality of human environment. There are different types of pollution. We have air pollution, noise pollution, water pollution, and land pollution. Air pollution occurs due to particles like smoke, soot, and poisonous gases which are discharged into the atmosphere. These pollutants can come from factories, motor vehicles, and others. Another environmental problem or hazard is deforestation. Our forests are natural carbon dioxide sink. This is the act of cutting down trees. Our forests provide oxygen and aid temperature and rainfall regulation. Currently, forests occupy 30% of land area. Every year, tree cover is lost due to the ever-increasing population of the world, and also in a bid to meet the basic needs such as food, clothing, and shelter. Deforestation involves the removal of green cover in order to make land available for residential purpose, industries, and commercial use. Some of the effects is exposing the land to surface erosion, also prevents the existence of wildlife and lowers the nutrients in the soil. This can be done or controlled through afforestation, which involves the planting of trees. Also, development of other sources of fuel and creating awareness is a major solution. Also, loss of biodiversity, which is caused by human activities and making species to go into extinction, leading to loss of habitat, is another major problem. Coral reefs is another example of destruction in the world ocean, which support the diverse range of marine lives. Biodiversity loss can have significant direct impact on the ecosystem services. Indirectly, changes in ecosystem services can affect livelihood, income, local migration, and on occasion may lead to political conflicts. Ocean acidification is another environmental hazard. Also, coastal erosion, which involves the removal of water gradually along the land of the coast, is another environmental hazard. This is caused mainly by the action of waves resulting from the movement of water over the ocean waters. It can lead to the destruction of lives and properties, and also the formation of cave and bay and cliff. It also leads to loss of revenue. These tend to bring about reduction the size of area used for recreation. Looking at land pollution, which is caused by the dumping of refuse, scrap, plastic, chemicals, pesticides, and fertilizers in the area, can have adverse effects on the environment. This often leads to pollution, thereby causing offensive odor. This also tends to render soil infertile. All this can be controlled when urban waste is buried. Also, refuse should be burned in incinerators. Also, the government should stop overuse gas from coming into the country. Looking at all the different types of pollution, they are interconnected and they also have impact on one another. Soil pollution is primarily caused by industrial waste which deprives soil from essential nutrients. Also, global warming is another environmental hazard. This has to do with increase in temperature and is as a result of the Industrial Revolution. Global warming leads to temperature rise of the ocean, causing natural disasters such as flooding, melting of ice caps, which results in rise in sea level and or
nature precipitation, such as hurricane, wildlife, drought, and desertification. Global warming is as a result of the chlorofluorocarbon present in the atmosphere, which tends to increase the temperature of the atmosphere. And all these results in negative impact on the environment. Also, overpopulation is another environmental hazard. This is a major issue in humanity facing the 21st century. Looking at the world population, it is increasing and we are over 7 billion people living in the world. Other environmental problems or hazards include flooding, desert encroachment, droughts, and others. All these environmental hazards poses a serious threat to the health of humans in the world. Increase in population leads to unavailability of resources, and this has helped in declining the health population of the people. With this, we have come to the end of the lesson. Please do well to attempt your quizzes and ask questions if there are any. See you in my next class. Bye for now.